Part 9. Gabby had a bad feeling all night, long after her work was done. An inclination came across her as she sat antsy on the couch, watching the news. Shock would have been an understatement. She was mortified. Sure enough, seeing Marcus being led out of the palm in handcuffs was one thing, but almost naked? She turned the television off in disgust and decided to take a shower. She knew what to do next. Wait. She knew Marcus can't and wouldn't contact her while in custody, under any circumstance. But she also knew she was safe. Even if law enforcement connected them together, the lease on their new place is in her name now only, not his. Therefore, her property, not his. The $100,000 she buried was safe and sound. Even if there was a reason for her to be investigated, they couldn't tear the apartment apart and no money would be found. Even if it were there, it's her property. She smiled to herself, wondering what kind of warrant that would be. This was the waiting part. Marcus would get himself out, she just knew it. After her shower, she began to clean up the house, sweeping the hardwood floors and starting laundry, while listening to all of her favourite early 90s R&B. Cleaning, writing, any activity helps Gabby keep her mind and emotions solid. He's going to come home. He's going to be okay. Marcus knew it too. His attorney was a man of his word in the greatest sense. He was standing out front of the police station with two other gentlemen, briefcases in hand, ready to walk in with him. They covered their client to the best of their ability, one of them taking his blazer off immediately when they took him out of the back seat. Before they could even book Marcus, he was led straight to an interrogation room. His attorneys followed, much to the arresting officer's chagrin. After sitting Marcus down and cuffing him to the table, his attorney asked if his client could have something to wear. After much back and forth bickering, the offer relented and called in for a jumper. He uncuffed Marcus as roughly as he cuffed him in the first place, shoving him all the while Marcus put the raggedy orange pants and short-sleeve shirt on. A detective soon entered and asked everyone to step out, herself included. Once they closed the door, Marcus wondered what the charges actually were. So far, there was no evidence of any crime of any sort, nor any evidence that he has or had over $1 million. Even the cheating was merely an accusation. Their claim that they paid out that amount of money to a man who cheated to get it is all that exists. Marcus's attorney and the detectives had to be reaching the same conclusion. But the time was passing by slower and slower for Marcus. He was certain by now this was a gaming board, federal, local, state, any level of law enforcement issue. But he wasn't worried. In moments like this, not that he'd experienced many, Marcus found a way to cope. He remembers every song he's ever loved, songs he heard 1,000,000 times or classics he recalls from his childhood. He starts his own playlist, picturing the lyrics as much as the melody that accompanies. Time was relative for him now. He sat there for what could have been several hours until the door opened and a different officer uncuffed him and walked him out of the room, never saying a word. Once in the hallway, his attorney pulled him by the arm and led him to the nearest restroom. "Here you go." He handed him a plastic bag. "Be quick," he added as Marcus went into the restroom. He opened the bag to discover his clothes, wallet, phone, all inside. He dressed quickly and left the trashy orange outfit on the floor, kicking it aside on the way out. They walked to his attorney's car, parked right outside the front. Once they got inside, a still bewildered Marcus had to know what the hell just happened. He knew facts according to his own understanding, but how did this happen and this quickly? "Like, what's going on, man? Am I on bond or something? What happened?" Marcus asked. His attorney stated the facts simply. "Look, Marcus, all charges have been dropped. There is no case for them, but we damn sure got one." He laughed, but Marcus still wrapping his mind around it. "So that's it? No charges, nothing. What about the news? What about my name being ruined for something that I didn't do?" Marcus shouted. He was furious. He hated every time he saw a white person accused of some heinous act. They walk in a police station, then walk out, never to be discussed again. Oddly, he was even more incensed on the receiving end of it for some reason. "Look, there is no case. That is the end of it. They didn't even book you, so don't worry about your record because the arrest doesn't exist. They searched your room there, the safe and all, and they found nothing but, well, garbage, which is highly illegal, and we are pressing charges in addition to many other things, my friend." He patted him on the shoulder. "Relax for a second. You are home free, my friend. Whatever happened or didn't happen, didn't happen. Capiche? Marcus understood well. Thanks for everything. I don't know what else to say, but thank you. His attorney let out a smug laugh again and reached into his back seat, pulling out a camouflage backpack. Look familiar? He asked as he dropped it in Marcus's lap. Yeah, it does. He quickly opened it and he was shocked. Everything is there, my friend. You're lucky I was able to get one of the girls from the office in that hotel room to search for anything. She found this, your clothes, all your stuff. Wow. Wow. This is a double thank you, man. This was a far better outcome than he expected. Nice backpack, by the way. His attorney's smile faded enough while Marcus got the message. You're my client, but hopefully a friend now. It would not be in your best interest to play the NDN for a long time, like, ever. Capiche? It was understood. Hell, overstood. To drive his point home further, he reminded Marcus that even though they claimed they paid you out over $1 million, your room was entered illegally, apparently robbed, and you are the victim. Even the 2 security guards you said were chill and only left once. Nothing out of the ordinary. He had more. Marcos, here is the kicker. They arrested the entire staff that worked the table that night, and all their stories are the same. It was the most amazing and longest roll they ever saw in their lives. 3 hours, 7 minutes. How the hell did you do that? He was laughing hysterically now. They call it a miracle because there is almost no way you can cheat a game like craps unless they literally give you the money. Man, their statement alone was just the icing on the cake, my friend. And his attorney assured him that their lawsuits to follow against the NDN would make him a millionaire anyway, sooner rather than later. He was also confident this was going to be a settled out-of-court matter. Marcus joked and asked him if his firm would find $1 million or $2 million for themselves, to which the attorney laughed. But of course. Marcus directed him to his favourite bar in Henderson to share a drink. While there, his attorney reminded him that he was on a retainer if he needed anything. He thanked him, and after a shot of whiskey they shook hands and Marcus escorted him out. Seriously, I really appreciate everything. Stay in touch, Marcus said, standing in the doorway. Sure thing. No worries. He put his glasses on and got in the car. Marcus turned to walk back in, before he rolled the window down. Marcus, one thing though. You know, that's a good stopping point for me. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to go to www.didyoubuy.thebook.com. Remember, for just $7 a day, you can feed a 38-year-old African-American child. Cheers!